Welcome back to Whispers from the Mists. You may have noticed that the border has changed to a slightly grayer gray. No longer slightly blue-gray, but now mostly just gray. Because we are in the Dread Realms. Last session, the group found their way into the Dread Realm of Strefania. They are blissfully unaware of that fact. Well, I think they might catch on. But they passed through the gates of Strefania and have entered into the land on the old Sverkic Road. They are aware of what the map looks like because they found a map in the ziggurat which led them here. Um, some people did note a slight discomfort, and having been in an interior situation and then arriving in an exterior situation that is climately like and environmentally different than the last place they were. There is a castle off in the distance, and according to the map, there is a village up ahead. It's looks like the sun is in the sky, though it is very muted due to the mists. The mists, which are all encompassing and filling the woods nearby. It seems like people such as yourselves, are a rarity. It doesn't look like this road is very well traveled. And last session, I believe there was assessment that we are going to stay on the road and make our way to the town. Is that right?
Yep.
So,
That's what I remember.
So it's only a 3 mile walk. It's not too terribly far. But with that being said, there is always and forever will be a chance for random encounters. So go ahead and roll me a d20. Pick a representative, your pick, and then just have them roll that.
for what? Sorry.
A 20-sided dice.
Shall the group leader, maybe?
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, so
Now we know who to blame.
okay.
That's you, big dog.
That's me. Oh, goody. Don't worry, guys. I got this. I'm gonna start us strong right here.
Believe in you, big dog.
And what did you get?
Right. Oh, I got 12.
That's not too bad.
I'm hoping it wasn't too bad.
Um,
But then it'd be blamed on me.
I say that's not too bad. 12, you said. Okay.
Yes.
Roll a d6.
Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Well, I got a 5.
Okay. So, a distance away, you hear what sounds like the call of wolves. It's to the north of you. It's definitely within the woods. You don't feel like it's close, but if you have a passive perception of 15 or better, you feel like it's definitely not close. It feels a good distance away.
Oh?
But it definitely sounds like wolves doing their wolf stuff. Does anybody have nature trained? I believe we've covered this a couple times. But I just love
Do we?
rubbing it in. It's always fun.
Oh, nobody has nature trained.
Nope. Nobody.
No, not me either.
So
Wait.
what kind of wolves or what, it's definitely a hardier wolf call than you think you've ever heard. But it could be the case that since you're a bunch of city folk and subterranean dwellers, or individuals who just randomly phased into existence, you may not know the difference. It's definitely scary and sets the mood.
John, I thought you had nature trained. Are you sure?
I have everything trained.
Not
Wait,
the
me?
other John. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were the.
Wait, you're talking about Johnny or me?
You.
Oh, absolutely not.
I could have swore you rolled
No, we have.
nature or something.
have
That was the
definitely-
fire beetles, right?
I
Yeah.
played a druid, and I didn't have nature trained.
Yo, oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Played a ranger,
That's
didn't have
fair.
nature trained. Played a barbarian. Yeah, we love it. So the wolf encounter, so to speak, happens about here-ish. As you come out of the forest line onto the circuit road a bit, you're able to see a bit more of the land. To the south, there appears to be a fen, which is of a decent size, with a river running through it. The river goes from east to west, um, and just based on everything you can see of it, um, you don't have nature trained. Why am I telling you any of this? Not joking. It looks like
you
the
love us.
source of that river is probably the very large mountain, which is taking up a lot of your west or your southern skyline. A very massive mountain. Could just be that it's really close and that's why it looks as big as it is, or it could just be the biggest mountain you've ever seen. It stands out as a kind of white silhouette inside of the mists. Why did you put your token on the map? No.
Nope. No.
Sorry.
You're traveling as a group. These hexes are very big.
Oh.
They're like 0.2 miles apiece. So the team leader,
Well,
if you want,
you know what?
we can put a different representative on there. Do we
No.
want to vote
You
for
know what?
mascot?
So
Oh
am
my-
I.
Hold on.
just-
Me
Actually,
too.
you know what? You know what? No.
I'm pretty big
Serious.
too.
So it
I'm
can't
pretty
be,
big too.
It can't be Kimmy. It can't be John. But if we want to vote for a mascot, the representative token on the board, we can go ahead and do that. Johnny, who do you suggest?
A mascot?
Yeah,
Hmm.
or
And-
leader or face of the group. If you were playing like an older Final Fantasy game, you can press the R and L
Oh, yeah.
buttons to switch what you look like.
Oh. Inward as a leader would be pretty funny. Or the mascot.
Actually, that raises a good point. Elizabeth raises a good point in the chat. If you want to split the party, we could definitely put 2 tokens out. Just separate you by 0.2 miles right off the bat.
No.
We'll stick with Johnny's character, Null, the leader of the party for now. Is that fair? Okay.
Yeah.
To the north, there
Got the
is
dragon boys and the cave boys.
a
Yeah.
small kind of plains area that's in between you and the forest line. A very decent amount of distance, to be sure, about half a mile it looks like, or almost a full mile. But in between that distance, you can see shadows moving across the misty-covered field that look massive, horse-sized. But the way that they are shaped and just the kind of silhouette of them makes you realize that they are not horses. They are instead horse-sized dogs or wolves.
Ooh, so cool. Oh,
Oh,
Yay!
be
Yay!
wary. No, no. Be
Right.
wary, dude.
oh.
They're coming to kill us.
Shit, sorry, that's me, the player, Johnny, doing
Abs-
that. Not
Absolutely. There looks like
Oh,
there's probably about a dozen or half a dozen of them.
be wary. Moving the forest. He's gonna cast False Life because he took an evocation.
Okay.
The thing is bigger.
Mage armor.
Yeah. I think it gives me max temp here.
And then since you were forced with representing the party, you now have the opportunity to either press that to someone else and make them roll a d20, or you can roll it again and take it upon yourself to do it.
Nope, I am not doing that again.
I can if you want.
Yep, all you. You got this.
What'd you get?
Just take it a second. Just give. Oh, well, I fumbled that one.
Sure.
There we go.
Any update?
For what?
Just read what you got out loud. Did you
What?
get a result?
It was
Did
a-
you roll a 20?
Yeah, it's a 3.
Okay, great. I just, again, I'm not, it's not that I'm not looking at it. It just, If you could just announce what you rolled for the sake of
Sorry. Okay. Sure.
the stream. Thanks. So
Well, I really fumbled the bag there.
no worries. So the wolves appear to kind of steer away from the road. And what you realize is it seems the reason why that is the case is because there is some form of like sheep or like livestock out the way that they're turning towards, and they are moving to engage with that instead. Okay, with that being said, you continue your travel to the village, which is just off in the distance. As you close in on it, you can see that there do appear to be lights on, as mentioned. And I just need to figure out how to move your.
Man, I can't wait to get me
thing.
some pie.
I see.
I'm hungry.
Fine.
True. Yes, and let's keep the crimes down low. Let's get us situated
What's-
first before we do anything.
What does that mean?
What does that mean, boss?
Don't
What
steal.
does that?
Don't
Oh.
cause trouble. Yet.
I don't steal.
Let's get
Unless I
familiar
need to.
fast.
Why
Right.
can't this work ever? Select all, grab, pull, drop. Okay.
When you're in town, you're not gonna call Bay and Faye by their names. You're gonna
Be
call
right back,
them.
pudding.
No.
The pudding.
No.
You're gonna call them Yazda. Is that right? How we say it, Magpie?
Yasta?
Yazda.
What?
Bay and Faye don't go by their real names in public places.
Oh, okay. I think I must have not.
Yeah, that
Okay,
hasn't
then.
been announced to your character yet. Yeah.
No,
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know that.
Aveline doesn't, but everybody else should know not to call them Bay and Faye, but yes.
Oh, this is gonna get fun.
Okay.
I think so too.
Oh boy.
So you enter into the town on its eastern side, the eastern road that enters into town. As that happens, the thing I just said, it looks like a very strangely out of time series of structures here. It's old, although for Aveline it's contemporary. These don't look too strange groupings of houses. You're very familiar with this Osirian structure. Most of you folks either have lived underground for a large bulk of your life or in the lands of Levidia. So the structures that are seen here are not only what you'd consider kind of like odd, but they appear to be like not built for your territory. You live on a coastal region, and it's kind of the structures are built for purpose there. These look like they're made out of wood, with loose stone foundations. It's kind of a hodgepodge, in your opinion. It's sad too. It just has a feeling of, it just has a feeling of just depression. The windows of each house, they stare at you from these pools of blackness. Some have lights inside of them, but the lights inside seem to just be themselves an avenue for more shadows and more darkness to be kind of present in this space. There really isn't much sound cutting the silence as you step into this place. Occasionally you'll hear a sound that kind of catches you off guard, makes you alert, but it's nothing more than the mournful sobbing that seems to echo through the streets.
Oh, is there like a sign outside of like the town that says his name, or no?
There is not.
Well,
So far
This
you
place
have
is dull.
seen nobody.
This place seems depressing.
it seems like a dump. Well,
Aveline just gives you like a raised eyebrow.
Saying it as it is.
Fair enough.
John, what side of the town did we intern at?
It'll be on this side,
Oh, that's okay.
the eastern side.
So we see like nobody in the streets or anything.
Correct. It does look like there's traffic. Like it looks like this place is lived in, and you can see lights in some houses. But there are people walking around.
And that it's like the still mist is still like around too, right?
What was that?
That's like
oh yeah,
everywhere.
the mist is everywhere. The mist will be ever present. Assume it is on unless I say otherwise.
Okay. Go write that down.
This bish be misty.
They don't call it the mists for nothing.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
How tall would you say the buildings are?
I would say just in general looking at them, if they're smaller, they're probably no more than like 13 to 15 feet tall at the height of their peaked roofs. The larger buildings look like there's more structure, more kind of more to their nature, to be certain. But yeah, it's highly. It would be very easy for you to get on top of the smaller ones for certain.
I would like to get on top of one of the smaller buildings and see if I can kind of.
Yeah. So I did kind of chastise people for putting their tokens on the map in the last map because it's more of a group setup. However, I will do no such thing on this map. And just so you understand, each square is about 40 feet.
I would like to get on this one and then slowly climb my way up to this one.
Sure.
Do I need to roll anything?
No.
Hell yeah.
Look at the pie.
Are you wearing a mask or no?
Am I wearing a mask?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I still have that weird. Oh, never mind. No, the mask broke because I got headbutted in the face. Or stabbed in the face or some shit.
Okay. I'm gonna take mine off then. Too. While we're in town.
Okay.
But I'm still wearing the cloak.
So I would like to go into stealth mode.
Sure. Again, no rules necessary. There really aren't any people to be seeking you out here. It will be necessary if any B&Es or slip-ins are attempted.
Weird
B&E
to, like,
standing for
which-
breaking an entry. Sorry, I don't know if you're
Nope.
as savvy on the robber lingos.
I hire
Oh, I get the- I get really dumb.
lots
too.
of criminals.
Yeah,
Well, I attempt to hire lots of criminals, so
fair.
I'm good.
Is it
Okay.
like a
So-
building that like? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Is it like a building that like stands out amongst like all the other buildings, like the tallest building, or like?
So there's
just-
a hill. At the top of that hill, it looks like there might be a slightly taller building with a spire or a steeple, if you will. There does look like there are larger buildings in the center of town, kind of in and around hereabouts.
Hmm. Just gonna move on
So you're
that
moving towards the
way.
center of town. Bay, you are moving around the outside, keeping kind of on the rooftops.
Mhm.
Faye, what are you doing? You
Following the
could
leader.
you could keep up with Bay if you wanted to, but if you want to remain separate, that's fine.
Mm.
Aveline, do you have athletics trained?
I don't believe so, but let me double check.
Because of the stick, I would say that if Bay is willing to, you could be drawn up onto the roof and follow her along. For Bay, though, she could follow along, and a cleric's always great to have in a pinch, but her coloring is like bright colored. So unless she's wearing like one of those dark like clerical robes that you have, that you had rather, I don't know if you have one anymore. Some people vomited on theirs and discarded them. Um, that's the real horror of Raven.
Oh,
It's true scary right now.
Do you wish to allow for Aveline to follow you onto the roof? It will need
Yeah.
to be a joint effort. Okay. So if you want to be on the roofs, you can, or if you want to follow the path, you can.
Okay.
Which one are you doing? You going rooftops?
Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely fine. And then Inweir and Drumgar.
I can't imagine Drumgar's a rooftop guy
Let me get
in
up there.
full
They're having so
plate
much
with
fun.
the giant shields.
The
Having
giant,
so much fun. I
Okay.
want to get up there.
the giant could. Do you want to go with
No,
them?
I'm not. No, I'm not doing that.
Could you just imagine like you're eating dinner and you're just like, boom, boom, boom.
I'm still looking for the place where the guys said the
the
guys said
pies.
got pie. Yeah,
Okay.
like
Town Square probably seems like the most likely. Drumgar as well, and Faye as well, and Null obviously leading the pack there.
I'm like one of
Okay.
those. It's like a Disney cartoon where I'm like floating.
Okay,
I'm
great.
like,
Yeah, got you. You're it's like right. Okay, so for Bay and Aveline, this house here looks bigger than the rest, as does this house here. Noticeably so. Okay, so again, here and here.
What about that other big house?
The one across the street,
Yeah.
you can't cross the street.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's fair.
Keeping in mind the squares are 40 and half of the square is the length or the width of the road. So
Aveline's like following along, but like she's cautious, but at the same time, like she's literally never done something like this, so it's like she's kind of like having fun with it.
So a fun role-playing moment here is Bay, you are moving across these buildings with grace. Your feet are touching the shingles of the roof. You're gauging your steps. You're quickly kind of leaping from one building to the next and landing with kind of like a light kind of tap.
Yeah.
Whereas Aveline's kind of like, using the staff to like keep her positioning when she's on like an angle. And then when it comes to the roof jump, it's like one of these and then it's like Princess Peach style like fluff dress and then like flump
Boots on the ground.
and she kind of always lands like in a pile and then kind of like slowly like crawls back up. So that's what you're dealing with in your tag along.
Okay.
So if you want to comment on that in character,
She would just look back and just be like, oh, you got it? You good?
Yeah, I think
Okay, you're
so.
good.
okay. For those on the ground, as you walk into the area that is kind of the main area here, this building looks noticeably bigger. This building looks noticeably bigger. The building that is now about to be jumped onto by the others, out front, this is here. So you would note that bear with me here. It looks as though it is some sort of shop. There's sparse light that's coming from the building and spilling out onto the street. But everything's kind of drawn up in the windows with heavy curtains. There's a sign on the door, or over the door rather, that's creaking on its hinges in the wind. And it reads, Bill Drath's Mercantile. Also next to that door is kind of a porch, and hanging from hooks on the overhang are what look to be person-sized mannequins or dolls. They are completely androgynous. They have no hair. Faces look like they haven't been carved yet, or if faces are going to be carved at all. They just look like dolls you would put in like a fashion shop or something to that effect and kind of like put clothing onto.
You said like this building here, right?
That's
Ones
this
they're
building
on
that
top
they're
of.
on top of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it would be here, kind of like at this street facing is where you see that. And then there's a sign on the door, this door specifically, that says, please enter through the other sign, or the other side.
Inweir walks into the sign. The other sign.
Oh,
Okay.
and what's this? Does...
A
Well,
quick
don't mind if I do.
A quick eye to the right, Null, before that happens, you would see that the building to the north, and Null, you are very familiar with this kind of establishment, appears to be a tavern. It looks like the name of it is the Blood of the Vine Tavern. There's a single shaft of light that thrusts illumination into the main square out in front of it. Its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping door, you see that sign, which it too is kind of jostling in the wind.
Tavern. So there's a tavern up here. And what was the store name down here again? I'm sorry.
That would be Bildrath's Mercantile.
Okay.
On closer inspection, if you do kind of look at the sign, the Blood of the Vine Tavern, like the words blood on the vine, it looks like instead of on the vine, the O or the N in on has been scratched over with an F. So at a distance, it looks like it says blood on the vine, but when you get closer, like a trick of how it's lit and a trick of how it's carved, you can see that the carving is more noticeable up close. So the closer you get, the more of the vine it becomes. If that makes sense.
Oh. Yep, that's neat. Okay. So a tavern there. Shop there. You guys want to go in one of these stores, or should we continue on and explore around? And there's still no people outside, like on the streets or anything, right?
Nobody's walking around.
No. Okay.
Clothing store?
So real
Count
quick,
me in.
Inweir,
Let's go.
Inweir,
Wait, are you guys going shopping?
Hey, Faye, you were heading in where you said you were heading into the shop, right? Or are you going to the tavern? John? Did I miss him saying he's heading away?
I'll go lower Aveline down
he
to
was
the
gonna-
street.
He bounced
Yeah, I
into
wanna
the
go.
One at a time, sorry.
he bounced into the sign and turned around and was like, "Oh, that's right, the pie."
Do you go to the tavern
No,
or the
Yes,
shop?
tavern.
Tavern.
it's
Okay.
most
Tavern.
likely at the tavern.
Noel, were you going to the tavern or the shop?
Of course, the tavern.
Of course, the tavern. And then what about Faye? You said you were going to the shop. Drumgar, tavern.
I'll go to the shop.
Shop. Okay. So Faye and Drumgar shop. Null and Inweir to the tavern. Okay. And then up top, from this vantage point, up on top of this building, there is a single. There's a single window that looks like it could serve as an access point into the upper floors of this shop. Obviously, it's quiet as hell here, so you're very aware of the presence of your allies. Like, Drumgar is going to be a hard one to miss, sound-wise, and also red glowing eyes in the mist-wise, keeping in mind Drumgar does.
Oh yeah,
have
I'm like
bright...
a fucking beacon.
Yeah.
It's like a little lighthouse.
It's like, is that Drumgar? Drumgar turns. So, do you wish to enter into this establishment in an illicit fashion, or do you wish to move to a different building?
I think Aveline wanted to go shopping, so I would lower her down.
You don't know it's a shop. You know it's a building, and you know that your friends are going to
Oh,
one side
true.
of it.
Well, I thought I called out and said, where are you going?"
Oh, was that in character?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because nobody said they were going shopping.
Well, I did. I would have said out loud. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, a clothing
I was
store?
about to ask, does Aveline have shopping detection? Like, is that a
Yeah.
skill that I'm not aware
I
of?
mean, I do, but maybe not. Maybe not she.
Okay, if you wish to descend down and enter into the space in a more natural fashion, you can, or if you wish to break in, you'll.
Oh no, I just want to. I want to go with them into the store.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and drop down, which is not going to be like a roll or terribly difficult. However, it will kind of fluster up your dress a bit. You're kind of covered in dirt when you kind of hit the road from altitude. Bay, are you descending as well or staying up on the
No.
rooftops? Okay.
No, I'm staying up on top.
Okay, and then we'll come back to you here in a second. So Faye, Aveline, and Drumgar enter into the shop. Well, they attempt to. The door seems to be locked. You hear a, yeah, who is it?
You open.
You bit a heart?
What?
Are you bit a heart?
Look back at Evelyn. Do you know what he said?
Aveline, the word he said is bitter heart, and you would know bitter heart are a group of people who are travelers. You are not bitter hearts.
Yeah, that's not us.
No.
Oh, that's too bad. All right. Well, it's going to be 10 gold pieces for you to come in.
What?
Slide it through the mail slot.
No, I'm not paying to come in and look around.
Then you're not coming in to look around, Missy. Fair's fair.
How is that fair?
I think it is. What do you think, Periwinkle? Yeah, sounds fair. You hear from
Like,
inside.
Since when does anyone charge to enter a
Since
store?
now.
Now, why?
Look, simple as. You can walk away, or you can keep yelling at a door. Your choice. I don't care.
I guess you don't need business then.
probably don't have nothing good in there anyway.
Yeah.
Wait. Drum car.
You then hear a voice. You hear a voice say, "Hey, it's not that we don't need business. It's that there's rules. Yeah? 10 gold for you lot come in and you shop around. And he usually is nice and takes a 10 gold discount off of the first thing you purchase. What are you saying over there, Wimple? Nothing, boss. Nothing."
Drumgar from behind. Is that 10 gold a piece or 10 gold for the 3?
10 gold total.
We will pull out 10 gold.
Stash it through the mail slot. You hear a larger individual on the other side of the door, and just kind of getting a sense for them, like through the stone you're standing on. The person on the other side of the door is very large, like maybe only a foot shorter than Inweir, but as wide as Drumgar. And eventually the door opens, and you see a massive human man say, welcome to the Mercantile," and gesture in. He looks like he is, large, capable, and kind of steps off to the side and then sits on a small stool just near the door. Simple as. Next to the door, there's that stool, and also next to that stool is a spear, which looks like a very fine looking piece of warcraft, at least according to the dwarf. Across the room from you, this room being kind of filled with all sorts of bits, baubles, here to theirs. There's a man behind the counter. He looks at you and says, "It's too bad about you not being bitter hearts, but fair's fair. 10 gold, you gave it over. Take a gander. If you like anything, let me know."
You gonna offer us something to drink? For 10 gold, we ought to get a free drink.
I don't serve drinks.
Glass of water, perhaps.
I don't have water.
Then what do you drink? You don't drink water?
He raises up his water skin, and then you look over at Periwinkle, and he lifts up his water skin.
So it looks like you do have water.
Yeah, but not any glasses. So Periwinkle's like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know you. Don't want to have your lips on my water skin.
Well, that's okay. You have a glass, don't you? She like turns to Faye.
No.
Oh.
Just arms crossed. No. If you
Never
want,
mind.
the guy behind the my brain not able to say words. The guy behind the counter says to you, "If you want something to drink, head over to the Blood of the Vine. Okay? They serve drinks."
It could cost me 10 gold to get in there too.
I don't know how they're handling their business over there, Missy. I handle my business here. You seem to be quite reluctant in allowing me to run my operation the way I want to. And to be frank, it's a bit petty and annoying for you to come into someone's home and place a business and tell them how to run what they, have been running for quite some time, yeah? So if you think that you're so easily dissuaded from having all sorts of horrid creatures come into your house, then, fine. But I asked for what I asked for purpose, okay? And Periwinkle says, yeah. And you see him, like during that conversation, when he put the water skin away, his hand kind of grasped a hold of the spear. Like, this tension has caused him to kind of be in active mode. And Drumgar, yeah, that dude's probably gonna fight very well, just based on like the way he's built, the way he's moved, the spear, like all of these things are kind of equating into your head. Like, maybe not fuck with this guy.
Yeah, that's why I'm not. you see Drumgar sitting silently in the back, just like shaking his head, looking around, like trying not to get involved, seeing if there's anything that catches his eye, anything of good quality craft or,
Sure.
Come on, Drumgar. Let's
So-
find you something nice to wear.
There's all sorts of fun stuff on the shelves and the like. You've got all sorts of different tools. Everything on here is basically just adventuring gear that you've all probably seen before. Most of it appears to be stuff that you've, purchased before. It looks like he has several toxin or vials of antitoxin, alchemist fire, healing potions. These are kind of more notable on his shelf, kind of in his display case there. And then he has bits and baubles, all different types of stuff, a very large list of stuff to be sure. A healer's kit, merchant scales, all sorts of random things. Are you looking for anything in particular, or what do you think catch your eye, Drumgar?
Well, I have plate armor, and now that I'm looking at it, I don't know.
Not
What about
really
anyone?
anything there, like armor-wise. It's mostly general gear. However, there are some weapons, mostly ammunition. It looks like he has a large barrel full of arrows, and then like a smaller barrel full of crossbow bolts.
Anything throwing weapons, javelins, hammers?
Unfortunately, not. He has light hammers, which can be
Yeah,
thrown.
but nothing.
Light hammers can be
special.
thrown, but yeah, nothing special.
What's your arrows?
He'll sell you a bundle of arrows, 20, because it's you, for 2 gold pieces.
Can I get 2 bundles?
Yeah, take as many as you like. Well, take 40, and that'll be 4 gold.
And how
What
much?
about the 10 gold discount?
Huh?
You mentioned
The guy-
earlier that
the guy at the counter says, "Huh?" and then kind of looks over at Periwinkle. What are you talking about? And then looks back at you.
Did he not say that if we paid the 10 gold for entry, there would be a 10 gold discount
Per-
for anything we purchased?
Periwinkle, the very large man on the stool, kind of like lowers his head and is kind of like sweat on his brow, kind of looking very nervous. What'd you say to them? About a discount, Periwinkle? Oh, no, nothing, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Looks at you. He usually does it with people he likes, I guess. Sorry. Yeah, with people I like. Looks at you.
Well,
But looks at you for a second, but then eyes kind of sharply stab back at Faye.
what if I buy them? She walks over to that arrows.
Think I'm dense? I can see you came in
Yes.
together. Yeah? The company
Yeah.
you keep, milady. I mean, you wear the finery of a priest, but certainly you could choose better consorts. Yeah? Especially traveling around through the Voivode's lands. And then, Drumgar, you're close enough to Periwinkle to hear him whisper, "The devil Gothias." And nobody else can hear that. Did you hear what I said, though? I kind of whispered it. I don't know if it came through.
Devil bias.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
I got you.
Okay, cool.
Sorry. You say, who's this Gothias?
At that moment, Periwinkle looks up at you with wide eyes in shock. And the guy who's running it, Bildrath presumably, says, "Don't be saying that around here." Very serious face. And
One
like,
of them rules we're supposed to know about.
the lighting immediately changes to like Star Trek, the original series lighting, so his eyes are like super serious, you know what I mean? And he says, "Don't be saying that around here. Don't speak his name."
Evelyn kind of went from like a crossed arm, like offended look to just kind of like.
Periwinkle says,
Probably shouldn't.
I'm sorry, boss." And the store owner says, "You're inviting a lot of bad fortune. Speaking his name like that, you know that's true. Keep it to yourself. Keep it in your head. We gotta believe that he can't see in here and there."
Bildrat, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
We sure did, miss.
I'm sorry to have offended. I think we've never been to a town that just seems so closed off. There's
Well,
no one in the streets. You have to pay to get into a shop. I've never seen that before. We've traveled around
well,
quite a bit.
I'll be honest. I've never seen someone of your kind before. I mean, I've
Huh?
seen elves before, but I've never seen any with white hair. And, traveling around with a priest, no less. I suppose I expected a bit of understanding with our situation. But you came from somewhere where people aren't hiding and locking up their doors? Where the hell is that? Harold was like, "Yeah, where?"
Deep underground. You
"Oh,
don't have to lock your doors.
how do we get down there?"
Oh, you don't wanna. It's all
"No, I do. I do."
destroyed
I've-
now.
"Oh, well, I'm assuming that because of him, yeah? Everywhere people find somewhere safe to live. Anyway,
They should lock their doors.
probably should have.
So you have anti-poison, right? Anti-venom? What was it?
Antitoxin.
How much is that?
It's 50 gold pieces a bottle, and you would know that's a fair price. He seems to come down off of it. And he says, "But for you, for your kindness and your understanding now, the 40 gold."
I was in for you and your kindness. 65.
Yeah.
I thought about going that route. But there's a story beat I need to cover here. Bay up on top during this moment, and we're gonna because there's time situations we got to cover here, but I just want to make sure that we understand we're pausing the scene inside of the shop because this scene is happening, and we'll be pausing the scene inside the tavern when we get to it temporally. Coming up the western road, you see a carriage. The carriage appears to be drawn by 8 massive black horses, and the carriage itself is jet black, like a shadow moving through the mists. Cutting from that scene there to inside the tavern. Inweir and Null, you enter into the tavern. The blood of the vine, or the blood on the vine, whichever. There is a man behind the bar. Simple enough, gentlemen. Very shoddy looking establishment. Looks like the windows have that kind of grub that only gets there when you just stop giving a fuck. Or leave, I guess. There's a blazing fire in the hearth, and it gives some more warmth to the place compared to outside, which was very different than where you came from, the desert. That said, there are others in this tavern besides you. There are 3 individuals who have very strange garb and attire. Of course, all these people would be kind of strangely dressed, in your opinion. But these 3 especially look like they're dressed in very kind of loose-fitting clothing, with lots of scarves and wraps about their body. And they appear to be smiling and having a good time as they sit at a table and drink and appear to be playing a card game. Besides those 3, there's also a man who is seated at the bar who looks dour, just very depressing, sad, forlorn, just an absolute pity party, to be sure. Bear with me while I try and get the hand out for that gentleman.
Get pitied.
And also the attire of the people. Sorry, the links for whatever reason inside of my text are not jumping me right to where I want to, which is annoying the shit out of me. Yep. I'm gonna fight you, you son of a bitch. Alright, so this is the sad guy that I mentioned. Pay no attention to the name.
Huh.
You don't know it yet.
Mhm.
And then... For fuck's sake. Why is it not doing the thing that I want it to do? Because there is no God? Oh, sorry. These are kind of what the buildings look like. Got handouts all for days.
Ooh. Pretty cool.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I'll be damned. I know that handout's in here somewhere. I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you got this. You find them.
So yeah, we'll
I
deal
know
with
you
the
can.
we'll deal with the individuals who look different a bit later. But yeah, those are what the folks look like. The barkeep looks like a schlubby barkeep.
Okay.
Oh, welcome. Can I help you with anything?
Ah, my good sir. It looks like you need help with something. You looking pretty down on your luck here. But
That's because I live in Toranya. Don't really need much of a help for anything.
I see. Well, me and my friend here is looking for your finest pies if you do have some.
We don't. There's a lady who used to come around these parts and sell pies, but she hasn't been around for, well, as long as I can remember, maybe 6 day or 2.
Well, we are just new to the town, so we have no reason to find. Why is it so depressing here?
Just the way it is, I guess, always has been.
I see. Yeah, as I can see, is it normally like this? No one out in the streets this around? Is it
Yeah.
always like that? Just the time of hour, or?
Folks walk about when they need to, not before, not after, not if needed, no reason. Some folks are dealing with maladies of their own and don't want to put those upon anyone else here.
Let's
Hey,
see.
Ismark, didn't your dad say he was looking for a group of idiots like this?
He's gonna.
The dour gentleman sitting at the bar kind of looks up, looks at Null, kind of like,
Does he know where the pies are?
I don't think they'll do. I don't think they'll do at all.
Why you say that? We are very.
I can eat pies, man.
And he kind of returns
Yes,
back
he-
to his cup and kind of looks into it. And it's at that moment you start to hear the sound of a carriage kind of approaching. Faye, this is when you see it. It starts to move towards the center of town. 8 horses drawing it. Those of you that are inside purchasing, feel free to go ahead and purchase stuff out of like just general like gear. If there's anything in particular that you're looking for, let me know. and I'll see if
Will they accept trades of the things we got from the temple, like the bronze plates and the bracelets and the necklace?
they will give you 1/5 the cost I've told you it's worth here. You're pretty sure you could do better than this, but yeah, 1/5 is what they'll give you here. If you're willing to work with that math. That's totally fine. But during the purchasing process, you will hear the sound of the carriage, its approach, and its arrival. Does anybody go out to look upon it, or Faye, you're kind of the only one currently looking at it?
Yeah, I would probably like flatten down on the roof and like watch it because, and they're matched pairs of horses, like 4 matched pairs of carriage horses.
Yep.
That's some money.
Yeah, another thing that's disturbing as hell about them is they all look identical. Like, there's literally no differentiation between any of them that you can tell. And as you kind of like watch them from atop, they look up at you and you realize their eyes are not too dissimilar from your own eyes. In that, like, drow eyes have, because of their subterranean nature, have kind of a refraction, right? Like,
Mhm.
it's almost like cat's eyes. And theirs are similar, but red.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch them for now.
Okay.
Noel, hearing this, you step outside for a second. Pardon me, my good sirs. Step outside. See what's going on.
Okay. As Null exits out onto the area here, the carriage kind of winds and moves and then stops so that the carriage door is basically presented to you, Null. The door opens and out steps a person in like a heavy cloak, and his cloak is pulled up over his head, and it basically creates a shadow effect. Like it's drawn out far enough in front of him that you can't see his face. He walks out and he appears to be holding what looks like a black envelope with a red wax seal on it. And he walks over and he hands it to you.
Is this for me, or?
Yes, it is for you, of course.
What?
I wouldn't have given it to you if it wasn't for you. You are Null, correct?
Yes, how would you know that?
The master knows all. The master sees all. Enjoy. And slowly turns away from you and starts walking back towards the carriage. You see that the individual that handed this to you appears to have a bit of a hunchback, and kind of a strange but like graceful way of walking. As they head back into the carriage, close the door with a like a very loud shut, and then you didn't notice it before, but there's a person on top of the carriage, cracks a whip, and the horses gate off, heading towards the west.
Learn from me. We just.
It feels like something
Well-
inside has kind
Well-
of got like a bit of texture to it. Feels like there's some sort of like document inside, a letter perhaps.
Well, what'd you get?
Okay.
What's the note? What's the note? Let's see it.
I think we should wait till everybody. Oh, he's opening it.
They're trudging off. The carriage is trudging off. You see some eyes from inside the shop. Bay is watching you from the rooftop, but you really can't see her very well because she's hiding. She said she was. And that typically doesn't go well when people are trying to find her. But you pop it open and you see that there is a simple and very short missive inside that reads as follows.
Thanks for the translation.
Oh yeah. We can.
I can't read cursive.
I totally
Oh,
clicked on it, was zooming in to read it before you said thanks for the translation.
yeah.
So-
That counts.
To create an
For a
effect,
second.
as you read it, this is the moment in like a movie, because we always do this kind of play after Scum and Villainy because it is the best. Where it's like in the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie by oh god, my brain's not working. But it's like, my friends, know that it's I who have brought you to this land, my home, and you know that I alone can release you from it. I bid you dine at my castle so that we can meet in civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be a safe one. I await your arrival. Your host, Golthias Amras von Toranor.
Oh.
The red wax seal that was on the exterior and the one that's on the note itself appear to be that of a hawk,
Who the fuck is this?
which you have seen before. We have seen the Toranor house heraldry, and I actually have a handout for that too somewhere in here. Hold on. Toranor, yeah.
I refuse to remember it. Who the fuck is this?
Well, well. Apparently it's from Gathias. I don't know how much I can trust this,
What's he want?
especially if from a noble.
What's he looking for?
He wants us to dine at his castle. He said it might be a safe. Oh, hello?
Hello?
Oh, for some reason, it just said internet connection lost. So I thought I
Oh.
lost myself there, but Okay. I'm good. Okay, sweet. Okay. So he wants us to dine at his castle. He said that you will, or passage there would be a safe, but I wouldn't trust the
Hey.
noble as much as I could throw him.
Oh shit. I mean, what? He's gonna feed us. So
You just call him a
Okay.
fetus?
Oh,
No,
you,
he's-
I mean,
so real quick,
maybe he has the buzz.
Aveline,
But-
you could be exiting the shop to enter the scene if you'd like. And I just saw your chat. There.
Mm. Yeah, I think she would have been done with it anyway. There's not really anything she would.
Sure.
Yeah, they're gonna feed us, then who knows what else they're gonna do.
So I will say,
Maybe even-
Aveline,
Feed
exiting the
us.
shop and moving to the front of it, or sorry, the side of it, in this instance, is going to proc you actually now finally seeing the mannequins hanging from the shop's northern side. So there's 3 of them, and they're dolls, and They are 100% just wooden frames for what you know they are. They are what you think they are.
Ugh. Her blood would just kind of like run cold at the like image of that. She's not gonna say anything though.
Yep, and then you'd see Null, like, as the carriage, like, flies past. It probably wasn't that long out. Like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, I should probably wait for the party to.
Oh, fuck it.
Opens it up.
Reading that letter.
Plus, they already know, or at least who I am. I suspect they most likely know who we are, which in itself is very problematic. And to invite us to a castle, that's I don't
Hey,
buy it.
what are you talking about?
Oh, well, we got this letter
Well,
here
If you
from
show it, I just want to mention in player art handouts, or sorry, in handouts, it should be at the bottom underneath the other folders. Gothias' invitation. If you wish to look at it again or review it.
Yep, he's gonna show you the letter, kind of like holding it out with two hands like that.
Like scroll, like
Yeah, it's like.
she just like she was already not feeling great, but like her face just like says it like, oh, this is bad. I don't like it. But doesn't say it. She just very visibly like distressed.
Hmm.
Oh, I found them.
Seem-
Sorry, this is what the people look like in the bar.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Sweet, sweet.
Probably like the three dudes that are there.
Evelyn, you seemed pretty stressed after reading that letter. Is it by chance you know this Gaius fellow?
Yeah. You could say that.
Hmm. If you're not comfortable, you do not have to say what's your connection to him, but what do you think about this passage here? Does it read true, or is he lying to his teeth?
Well, I'm not gonna say that it's outwardly untrue. I do believe he is telling the truth, but with him, I think there's always something more to that than just the truth.
That's how nobles are, aren't they? Well, geez, I guess we should catch up with Faye. Oh wait, yeah, what is it? Yasada?
Yazda.
Yasta, with Yasta and Drumgar here.
So
Who?
you would see too that
Fiesta.
by this point,
Fiesta?
as you kind of start kind of gathering, outside of the bar, kind of standing near the door, looks like he is lighting a pipe. Is the dour-looking gentleman from inside of the bar? He's come out. And he's just seemingly watching you. And it looks like his face is kind of one that's kind of twisted in a bit of like disgust.
He just came out just now, or was he
came
like there
out-
the whole time?
He came out at some point, yeah, before the carriage left, and now, or like around when the carriage left, and now.
Do you know something about this?
Don't talk to me,
Come-
servant of the devil. I'd rather not. My measure of you inside the tavern was accurate. You're not enough. You'd never stand against him. We have enough
Give him,
problems
like-
as it stands. Be gone. Go off to the woods. Carouse with your demons. Flee. And he kind of finishes lighting his pipe. No, you're a savvy enough guy. Like he did talk a big game there, but you can read a guy enough to know that like his hands are kind of shaking, even though he's trying to put on a measure of toughness.
So when you talk so big, but yet so scared, don't you say that to my face?
I did say it to your face. He kind of gestures. With
No,
his
you
pipe.
said it over there.
He kind of like moves in closer and he says, and you see his lip kind of trembling, and he looks at you. What are you gonna go call your big dad? Your blood-sucking demon of a father, or lord, or master, or whatever? Whoever's coming around giving you messages in daylight? Go off to him. Go to your castle hideaway. We don't want you here. You've turned enough of our people. Flee. And he, as he says flee, and this is an interesting point for Aveline, he reaches inside his shirt and pulls up an Atavian cross and holds it up as if he's trying to channel divinity.
She kind of like walks up to him, like not him, but to Johnny, and puts her hands on her hips, and she tries to stand like really tall, like a dragonborn. Just like two imposing people. Yeah.
You smile.
And she's like, I had a thought about what she was gonna say. Basically, just like, why do you think? Like, who are you trying to invoke like that against? Basically, like,
You're a Bobarande, a traveling priest. What are you doing with this servant of him?
how about you don't judge people by their appearances? You don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
Just got a letter from him. What do you mean?
Well, that doesn't mean that he's related to him in any way.
Why else?
We're
would
new
you-
here.
What? New
Yes.
here? From where?
Just arrived.
Well, they
I am
are.
no
I'm not.
Yeah, I am no servant of Cathias or the devil you speak.
Don't say
I
his
just-
name out loud. What are you doing?
Look at Avalon. What does it mean by that?
You really are new.
I- Yes, we are.
Truly, you say with your heart of hearts, you do not serve the devil?
No.
No, She just kind of stops herself.
He kind of takes a second to like, and then kind of, my father has been sending out missives to try and find people who might help with our problems here in Torania. Mayhaps you could help. My sister, she isn't safe. My father is hopeful that she will be returned to us, but we have learned that the devil has seen an interest in her, a desire for her. And what he wants, he takes. If you wish to help me in the town, go and speak with my father. He's the burgomaster here. He gestures to the north. I think he gestures to the north. Hold on. I'm pretty sure he gestures to the north.
Points us in a completely different direction.
He points that way.
He gestures. He gestures. I was wrong. He is to the south.
Alright. We see what we can do. But we do expect some form of payment, though, if we do help you in this town here for our services. Of course. But
Perhaps he would be willing to entertain your request for currency. I have none.
he's gonna check his pockets. He also has none in his inventory.
Makes
Alright.
two of us.
Alright. We'll hear them out. Wait, what is your name? I didn't catch it.
I'm Ismark.
Okay. Smart. Hmm. And your father's name?
My father is the burgomaster. His name is on here.
We just look that up real fast.
Shit. His name is a name. Oh, Ismark. Yeah, he's also Ismark.
They both have the same names.
Ismark Kolyan.
Okay, okay.
I am Ismark Kolyan the second. Folks around town, much to my chagrin, call me Ismark the Lesser.
Well, anyone against that fiend is no lesser in my mind.
The Burgermaster.
Just love the burger.
Burgermeister.
Burgermeister.
We've used a couple of terminologies that may seem archaic and different. Voivode was said about Golthias. Voivode just is basically it's like a war count. And then Burgomaster is like mayor.
Gotcha.
Oh, the Burgermaster.
Burgomaster.
Burgermeister, Meisterburger.
Burger.
Burgermeister. Burger. No, I've got me craving for a burger now. I need to see the Burgermeister.
Who's got burgers here?
Yeah. Burgers.
Apparently the Burgermeister.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Alright, we should.
just read my DMs with John, and it said "be right back" again, but it was said a while ago, and I thought he meant like right now because he was gonna go make a burger.
No.
Oh, just make a quick burger for the session.
Wow.
Okay.
Mhm. Anyway,
Well, okay, so he's gonna head over there where he was pointing, wherever that is.
Yep.
I'm guessing this.
yeah,
This
it's
building
the
here, I'm
very
guessing.
southernmost building, correct?
Okay. Well, first he's gonna gather everybody, then drag him over there. First, he's gonna show him the letter. If they haven't, then head down there.
And are you trying to gauge what people's thoughts are on the invitation?
Oh yes, that too.
Okay.
A letter to dinner? I love it. Are we going? I don't have anything nice to wear. This is the nicest thing I have to wear.
No.
Well,
Should I
you
go
guys
back
can go.
inside and find a dress? Is it formal?
No. We shouldn't trust it, but I mean, I think Evelyn has the most experience with this individual, and if they're not going, then must agree with her. But
Wait, Drumguard, didn't they say this guy's name inside there a moment ago?
Yeah.
Oh, and this name isn't a mystery to us. We've seen him in the or we've
Yeah,
heard
we
of
saw
him.
like, yeah.
We know he's the guy that's haunting your dreams.
Oh, my dreams?
The very handsome
All of our dreams.
vampire man.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
but we don't know
Dinner
that's the guy,
party.
do we?
We
The
know
person
that
who's in our dreams.
the vampire
that's
handsome
Goliath.
man is Golthias. We've seen art of him. We've seen
Well, yeah, but like, just our characters, like in
Yeah.
game, know that.
your characters, unless they have like an intelligence score of 6, should have been able to piece 2 and 2 together.
Actually, I think
Okay.
Aveline might have mentioned something about him too. Like
Right.
when they were.
But that could have gone
Okay.
right over their heads.
That's true.
Well, dinner
Mhm.
party.
Yeah, just clarification. Just want to know, you know.
I assume we
Faye,
go.
since you haven't descended off of the roof yet, looks like she's asleep. I don't know.
Oh, magpie.
The view from the top, you would see that the carriage with the 8 horses, the fancy one, it didn't leave town. It stopped outside of town, almost as if it's waiting.
Okay.
Okay, but do you want to descend off of the roofs or remain up there?
Um,
Looks like the group has gathered. There's now all together.
I'm gonna stay near them, but apart for now.
Okay. They head south. They are moving towards this big building here. You get to the exterior, and you'd see that a weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
Hey. Okay, and is it like... Okay. Keeps on moving forward.
Okay.
Waiting for his group to... Bye. Well, gonna head up there, I guess. Kind of knocks.
Okay, so you move through the space of the kind of desolation of the courtyard and move up to the front door, which itself looks barred as well.
It looks what?
Barred. Looks like it's
Barred.
secure. You knock.
Bird butted.
You hear. Doesn't know where he is. You hear loud, echoing sounds as if you're kind of knocking on the. Where did you go? South. You hear loud, echoing sounds as if there is a very empty space beyond the door. Nobody seems to respond.
Hey, the sun sent us, showing it again. Oh, hello?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay. It is... Keep on doing it over and over again. I don't know what's up, but it's like, okay. Yeah, your son, Ismac, right? Say that right? He sent us here. You were...
Yeah, so you're yelling. You hear a voice from beyond. Go away. You aren't welcome here. It is a woman's voice, sounds younger.
Oh, I'm gonna whisper. Give him 10 gold pieces. They'll let you in.
He's gonna look at you like you're crazy.
No, those are the rules. That's what they told us at the shop.
Yeah.
I think you got scammed. I got in the tavern just fine. Without
Well,
paying 10 gold.
that
Yeah,
was
we didn't get any
tavern.
food though.
Oh,
Who's
we
this?
didn't get anything.
Who's at the back of the group? Bay, right? So you're pretty perceptive. You would notice that the man they were speaking to in the courtyard followed them. None of their passive perceptions were successful to catch it, but because of your vantage point, you notice that he's slowly kind of following behind them.
And then they're supposed to give you a discount inside once you.
It
This
doesn't
is
look
a
like
common con. This
It-
you don't fall for those. I thought you guys know better. What are you talking about?
It doesn't look like he is sneaking. It just looks like he's not wanting to be. He's not doing anything to kind of bring himself to attention. If that makes sense, Bay.
Where is that, Sonny?
So yeah, you're kind of like near the house, right? And up on like one of this, like this house or this house, and behind them as they walked here, so too did the gentleman they were speaking to in the courtyard. Drumgar, did you go with them, or did you remain back at the shop finishing your purchases? Zach,
What was that?
did you remain doing your purchases, or did you follow with the group?
Yeah, no, I'm actually doing shopping.
Okay, so I will say that I'm going to ask you to make a perception check.
Cool.
Yep, you are blissfully
It's a
unaware of the outside world.
3.
Oh no.
Oof.
You are
Oof,
shopping, and
Mhm.
that's fine. So, Ismark, according to what you've seen, the person that they were talking to, Bay, has followed them up to the house. Again, it doesn't look like he's trying to hide from them or he's like being super suspicious. It just looks like he's casually kind of meandering behind them. You get to the house, you knock on the door, you hear a woman's voice on the other side say, "Go away. You aren't welcome here."
We're just here to help you in this town.
Flee, demon,
You wanna?
servant of the Heartless One. You hear on the opposite side.
We aren't servants of the devil that you speak of.
No, you are servants of a more horrid power, dragon being. I know you.
Oh yeah, what's my name then? You know me.
I don't mean I know you specifically. I know of your ilk.
He's smart ass.
I don't know you. Fuck.
You were born and bred by dragons to do war with our people. Leave this place.
Can
Aveline,
Aveline?
he's gonna here. You do this. I'm getting nowhere.
Okay.
telling you, 10 gold, 10 gold.
She like sighs like
No,
I'm gonna have to do this every time.
So, no, we're not giving him 10 gold. No, we're not doing that.
She like
I mean,
she like
I could talk to him if you want.
it's okay. It's all right.
You
She,
sure?
like, You know, it's okay. I think I can. I think it's all right if I do
All
it.
right. All right.
Thank
all
you
right.
though.
Uh-huh.
She's pretty good at it too. Yes,
She like brandishes her staff with the symbol on it and says, "We're with your cause."
You don't hear any response, and she asks, "Are you holding something up? I can't see you."
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not going to open the door to look, because you'll probably try and rush the door, so...
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
ma'am.
this.
We were just talking. Bill Gratz sent
We're
us
not
over
the
here.
whole
Bill
world,
Drat,
guys.
you know,
Hmm.
we're trying to help you. I don't know. Do you need 10 gold?
So, I will say, with your words that you were just saying there, I will allow you to attempt either a deception or persuasion check. But based on that lead up right now, I'm giving you disadvantage on it. If you'd like to try and sculpt the way you're trying to convince her into you entering, maybe say it a little different than what you just said,
I don't want to. I want to say it just like
then go ahead and pick either deception or persuasion, and because that could have been either.
You were so smooth talking before. What happened?
I'm really not sure what we're supposed to be doing over here. Nobody told me why we came to this house.
And with disadvantage.
Oh, what? Oh,
You showed me the letter. You didn't tell me what.
I thought. Oh, I thought he mentioned it. Oh, I think I didn't mention it, did I?
No, not to me.
No, yeah, because we're in the shop.
Oh, because I walked
Yeah.
out. I heard it, and
Yeah.
then she was still. Oh.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm just gonna throw random stuff out. Oh,
Well,
you said
that-
disadvantage, so roll another one?
Yeah.
Because it only lets me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I will say is if you spend inspiration on that, it would be a 19, because you'll take the
think-
first of the two.
I don't want
If-
to. I want to
If,
fail.
oh, I was gonna say if you don't have it, I have. some.
No, I have it. I'm gonna use it. I'm using it.
You will use it?
Yeah, I'll use it.
So you hear on the other side, oh, I don't know why I feel like I can trust you, but I suppose. Quickly, please, enter in. And the door opens after a very large series of, like, it's comical. The amount of locks and boards and things that sound like they're moving on the other side of that door. It's like, yeah, it's a very long process, but eventually the door opens and she allows you entry into the house.
Wow.
And
You guys are
she kind of seems to be looking outside, like, warily, and kind of rushing you into the house.
very tight-lipped about your doors.
The woman who's letting you in is a striking young woman with bright blonde hair. She appears to have a high collar, but in its current state of disarray, it has kind of come open and allowed you to see her neck. And it looks like there are a total of 4 puncture wounds on her neck. Strikingly beautiful, but clearly marked by a vampire kiss.
Got that Makoto style going on.
Yeah, I definitely tried to make a Maria from Symphony of the Night there. But yeah, she kind of quickly, after kind of letting you in, kind of tries to conceal that aspect, hide that away. And you would see that inside of this mansion, it's well furnished, but it looks like the fixtures are showing signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows, the presence of holy symbols, the Octavian crosses in every single room, strands of garlic, like all about the house. You'll see that there's a drawing room off to the side, its sliding pocket door wide open, and laying on the floor is a wooden coffin with wilting flowers all around it, faint odor of decay coming from that room. And it looks like a recent but not so recent dead body laying inside of it that looks like an older, more mature version of the man you met at the bar.
You didn't tell me he was dead.
She says, yes, he... Who didn't tell you he was dead?
So,
And-
nice to meet you. My name is Yazda. What is I think introductions are in order.
Oh, well,
Oh.
yes, I'm Gwenvalia Kolyan. I'm the daughter of the burgomaster. If you would please do not mention his demise to anyone in the town. It would cause chaos. My brother is hopeful that I can be saved. But unfortunately, he gave up everything to try and rescue me. And you are? And then there's like the scene kind of fades to black and then pops back up as you all introduce yourselves. Obviously not Drumgar or Bay, but yeah.
Well,
Listen, I'm Yazda, and this beautiful dragon that you have no reason to fear.
No, he just gives you the.
Why you say it like
Yeah, he's giving.
in me?
He's kind of like he tries to smile in a friendly way, but it's like kind of a menace. He's like,
Well, she was so scared of him at the door, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
you're kind, blah blah blah.
Yeah, kind, serving up the devil, blah
Yeah.
blah. Yeah. Tries to give a friendly smile, but it just turns out to be the complete opposite effect of a friendly smile.
I know that my brother has been in town. He doesn't stay here often. But he's looking for someone strong enough to help move my father's body to Donovich, on the hill for a proper burial, so that he is not brought back by the devil. And when she says the devil, it's like there's a pause, and then the devil, and it's, and I don't want to get too sexy. Okay, so I apologize, but
No, you
obviously
better get sexy.
we're dealing with a vampire count. We're dealing with like some pretty sexy material here. You can
Oh my
tell
God.
in her eyes, and just the way she says it with her lips, like it's an almost pouting sense, like she's thinking about him very differently than most of the people you've encountered that have talked about him. Like she may be like
Gross.
lusting after
Gross,
him.
Sean. Gross.
I'm sorry, my lady. May I ask? You said that man was your father?
The one in the coffin there, yeah, that's my father, Kolyan, in Dronovich.
She like kind of looks a little puzzled. Well,
You say the name again?
Ismark Kolyan, Senior, the first, in Dronovich.
there. I think there might be some misunderstanding. You see, your brother who sent us here said that you were in danger.
I
Not
am.
that you're. You are? Okay.
He seeks me out. You may have seen from outside, I assume, that there have been attacks against this house every night for weeks, or for 6 days. It's... My father died recently, but 3 days ago. But ever since his death, the house has not come under attack. Even still, we are prepared for it and readied. Ismark, my brother, he is hoping to find someone strong enough to carry the coffin up to Donovich on the hill so that he can receive a proper burial. I am fearful that if he remains here much longer, the next attack that the Voivode seeks to grant upon me to gain access to me once again. And in that saying, like, it's almost like, no, but I don't know how to write women. I'm a man.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh no.
She
Oh, shut.
she seems to
Maybe.
be confused, physically, emotionally, and mentally by the attacks.
So, okay.
Well,
All right. I didn't know if me as a
Uh,
player character was confused because, or this is like a weird. This is a weird situation. Okay.
It is a weird situation.
it's-
100%. 100%. So basically, what you would gather, though, and I think that Faye and Null would probably gather, Ismark the Lesser didn't tell you that the dad was dead because they don't want people to know the dad is dead. Because if the mayor's dead, it'll cause chaos in town. That said, he is dead. That did happen. So they need to get his body out. Apparently, at some point in the past, prior to 3 days ago, she was bitten and then bitten again by Gulthias. He has been sending his minions to try and recover her. They have not yet been successful. 3 days ago, the burgomaster died. She doesn't say he was killed, and from what you can see of his corpse, it looks like he died of natural causes or like some physical malady. And what she is saying is that she feels like if he's allowed to linger here longer, he may come back, which apparently is a very common thing in Osiria. Well, that would be something Aveline knows. If last rites are not performed correctly, the chances of them coming back as a zombie, ghost, what have you, very high. Everybody on the
Okay.
same page? Oh, and also
Yes.
she may or may not be in an
Mm.
adult fiction novel with a handsome vampire man. And once again, just so we have it, I'm gonna go ahead and share handsome handsome
Yeah.
Okay, and it maybe seems like she's under some kind of vampire like charm.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
They look just like John.
Vampire charm, certainly not me being horribly misogynistic and thinking, oh yeah, she wants it. Yeah, no, that's not what's happening here.
It's the vampirism.
Yeah, the vampirism.
Whatever you say.
Man, that's a really sucky situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Okay, I'm sorry. That joke sucked.
He gets disadvantage.
Oh,
He gets
sorry.
disadvantage.
Oh, Johnny, I thought you were referring to succubi.
No!
What with our
No!
last campaign?
No!
Burn.
Got him.
Mm.
You know that was a G-rated comment for Johnny.
Yeah, for Johnny, it was a G-rated comment for sure. Okay, so now that we are all caught up on where we're supposed to be when it comes to the situation, do you wish to help Gwynvalia here and remove the corpse?
Well, so Aveline would kind of want to bring up, like, okay, yeah, what she's saying is factual and is an issue. However, I don't think it's wise to just leave her here by herself, like, considering what's been going on, what appears to be going on.
She's an adult. She seems into him.
I
No.
I will go with
What
you
is-
if you are taking my father up to Donna Beach.
Oh,
Otherwise,
that's not a problem.
otherwise, no, you forget it.
Yeah, if they're going, then they're with us, and that's we can protect them.
I'd rather put an innocent man to rest than go to that vile castle.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I got a
Agree
trick
with
that
you.
we can see. Second. Sorry. Better if I go to spells.
Noel, what do you think we should do?
Situation. But I do agree with Aveline. I'd rather put this man to rest than go to the castle. But what is in it for us, though? What do we get out of it?
Oh,
Not going to the castle.
I can't promise
Well-
you anything, she says. I'm sorry. And she looks to Aveline and then kind of moves into that side room where her father was. And you hear her kind of rustling about. I'll just need a moment. And then you see her kind of like pop over, and it looks like she's in the time she was in that side room while you were kind of talking for a second there, and like she was displaced. Her hand comes and slides the door closed, but you notice that she's no longer wearing like her long gloves or maybe even her dress, and the door shuts.
Oh.
well, we can. So
The
I
audible
can
the audible sounds of changing go on for a moment.
She's changing clothes.
Oh, she said. Oh, I thought I must.
And then the
offended
door
her.
slides open, and she comes out wearing what appears to be mithril armor, with a long sword at her hip, and a whip on her other hip. And she kind of looks at you and says, "Okay, we're ready. Let's make our way to Donna Beach."
What?
Oh, I didn't expect you to be. Oh, I didn't
Oh,
fighter. Okay.
So
Well,
real quick.
sorry,
real
not
quick.
to be.
oh,
Oh no,
and
wait,
I
that
was the
sounded so bad.
misogynist for my sexy
Yeah,
way.
wait,
Fuck all
no,
you.
wait, no, flashback.
I thought it was cool.
No, that was pretty, pretty. I'm
Like,
saying
I
that
was
is really
empowered.
bad. Pretty...
Johnny's like,
No,
a
that was-
woman fighter?
No,
Oh.
I'm just like, oh, okay, strike me down.
Johnny, teasing, of course.
Yeah,
I know you're not.
Wait, Johnny, did you say strike me down? Do you want her
Yeah,
to strike you down? She got a whip.
I mean,
She do. Is that what you're into?
do we have to teach him
my
something
God.
else? Maybe
No.
not.
It was that
Lord.
succubus she got in his head.
Yep.
This is not what I mean.
I will say this as a warning to you, Johnny. It is a very common trope that succubi do serve masterful vampires like a Golthias type. So
Damn,
just a
Johnny, you
heads
better
up.
look out. Look out.
Uh-oh. Watch
No.
out.
But am I done?
The first one was foreplay. The first one.
You
So
led us to this lady's front door.
I will
I
say,
did.
with the group that we have, what are the strength scores across the board? I know they can't be much.
Not me.
Wow, what,
But I
hey,
have
what do you-
offered
How-
a solution.
So,
I'm not used to this. Oh, here we go.
I'm not helping with shit.
what are your strength scores? The four of you.
12. About 4.
Uh,
Yeah.
8.
11.
9.
14.
1.
Drumgar's not there. Drumgar's.
Oh, yeah.
I know Drumgar.
I mean, I'm like, the 4?
Okay, so I will say that unfortunately, those of you with sub 10 will not be able to help in the pallbearing. Because
Well, what if we
and we're-
reduce the size of the coffin?
Oh wait.
That would be very disrespectful to the
I want to make
corpse.
sure I understand.
What do you mean? We're just moving it.
So it does look like the coffin that he's in looks like it was built for purpose, and it's already had like arms and the like laid upon it. So it looks like all that needs to be done is for the lid to be shut and for it to be taken up to be buried, right? So if you want to reduce the weight, I mean,
No.
that's a
We,
question.
we make it smaller for the trip.
No,
It's
I'm-
practical.
Oh,
We
Also,
can't.
hold
they
on.
wouldn't see us with
Now
it.
I understand what you're suggesting, and I love it. What are you going to do?
No.
Look, miss, I got it. Say here, I'm gonna do something real quick.
No.
I'm just gonna make it smaller.
Okay, so
So
as
you
you
transport it
approach it with your
easily.
hands, there's a blade that kind of wisps out and comes up to your neck, and you see that Gwenvalia is kind of looking at you. I will trust you, tall one, but if you
Sure.
dishonor my father in any way, know this: I will end you. And then the sword.
Sure, is it disrespectful if he's smaller?
She crosses her arms and says, "As you will."
All right. Then he goes.
I, out of character, know what you're doing. She obviously doesn't. So what are we
Yeah, of
casting?
course. Enlarge, reduce.
Okay. And we now have a much smaller sized coffin, which could definitely be carried by the two that are strong enough to carry
See?
larger stuff.
Look at that. He's smaller.
Were you gonna say bite size?
I thought you were gonna say.
It's not that small. It's not that small. He
No, I
doesn't-
know. I know.
Yeah, he
He's
didn't
joking.
cast
I'm
Ezla's
just-
diminishing cap. He
I'm
cast
just-
reduce.
Yes, I'm joking. I'm
So
joking.
it would be
chair size.
it would be
bite
about-
size.
I'd say about 8 foot long and about like 3.5 foot wide for a coffin, right? Proper coffin.
Sure.
It shrinks down to about 4 foot, and it still has a good weight to it, but not the same weight. Half as much weight. So that means that I believe Null had over 10 strength and Aveline had over 10 strength.
Mhm.
The two of you together in tandem can carry it.
I think I can also pull more as a giant, even though.
Oh
if
yeah,
I,
yeah. Then Null and Weir could do it, or
Yeah,
Aveline and
don't-
Weir.
Can I?
Don't make me do it.
Okay, she's out.
Can,
She's
can
opting.
I mean, I can
Inward
help.
kind of
It's
just
fine.
like
It's fine.
kind of like pop the coffin a little bit just to make sure like he's still not the big size.
So that's the fun part.
Oh fuck!
I'm kidding.
It's like,
Ah!
It shrank the container and its contents. You seem to be.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
like he rubs his chin. He's like, "Oh, I should probably make sure that it's not squishing there."
it's like a compact, like, cube.
Yeah.
It's like a jelly mold. It's like,
And that's where we throw up.
and then we have the throwing up again, and it's the
No!
same. It's the real
Yeah,
horror.
Tuesday night puke night.
Puke stay.
So, if the lot of you want to travel with it, enlarge reduce lasts for 10 minutes.
It should say on this, but
It does. It's 10 minutes.
yep.
You'll be there in no time. So you head up the way and continue on past. She travels with you. When you step outside, Ismark kind of walks over to Null, who he spoke to, and says, "She's agreed to travel with you. Good, good. Have you promised to protect her?"
Well, that was the idea.
I don't think she needs protecting.
You said you wanted payment. You said you wanted payment, right? You're muted, Johnny. You're still muted.
I'm muted?
There you go. There you
Hello?
go. You're back.
Hello,
You're back.
hello?
I hear you.
Oh,
I hear
okay.
you.
Okay.
What did you just say, though?
I said, well, I assume it comes with the job, but I mean, by the looks
Okay.
of it, she doesn't need much protecting.
I cannot promise you much now, but I.
Cannot promise. I used to be exhausted literally every single
What's
day.
happening?
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Why did that sound so weird?
Wait,
What is happening?
Me too.
He says, "I cannot promise you anything now, but I swear to you, I will do everything in my power to pay you what you deserve for your protection of my sister."
And also put a good word for me and my team too around town.
Absolutely.
make it quiet.
You travel north and up the hill to the church. It's a fence of wrought iron with a rusty gate enclosing a rectangular plot of land behind the kind of behind the town. The church itself, it's atop that slight rise,
BRB.
against the roots of the pillar stone that supports the mountain. Basically, like you can see that this hill is kind of the build up to that rise. It is a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. The church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. The bell tower rises toward the back. The flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. You approach the doors. They are heavy wooden doors with broken marks of the Atavian church. It's covered with claw marks, and the walls and doors are scarred by fire. Opening the door. Start with it here. Oh my god, thing. Do thing. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully this all works out. Aveline, Faye. I assume you scoop up Drumgar on the way over. Right?
Do they?
Do you?
Oh yeah, I would for sure.
Probably
mean-
should have.
No, we're just gonna leave him bumbling through the
I would have picked them up.
Sure. That makes sense. I don't think I have a current token for her, so I'm going to use the one that's on Archer. That's Ismark, who's obviously with you. And this is her, but blonde. Okay. You approach. The door is, like I said, sealed shut. Do you open them?
I'm gonna have to, right?
Okay. So, it doesn't take much effort for Bay to figure out that the doors are barred, but the method for you to open them, not terribly difficult. And just takes a pop of your short sword in and then just a kind of twilt of the blade to cause the bar on the other side to shuffle off of its locked position. The door should open. You should be able to click them and pop them open. That working? Yep. Entering in, you'd see that the door opens to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. There are 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall. They lead to what you presume are adjacent chambers. You can see the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. You would know this is the prayer of with giving. Abilene.
Of what? Sorry, of what giving?
The prayer of with giving. I'll type it
Okay.
in the chat.
I have a point. I swapped out my double sight invocation for something else. So. I don't
Oh,
have
what
it
what is your new site?
Huh?
What's your sight line?
60.
Oh, okay, that's what you're set on. So we're good.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Posting in this chat as well. Prayer of with giving. Suddenly the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor. Kind of a but it seems that it's not like it's cutting it off. It just seems like it's overshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
You enter in with the coffin. The man across the way at the shrine is the one that's doing the praying.
So how do these 2 people react to the fact that like a
2 people.
second version of Faye just drops from the sky?
So I would say that Gwenvalia probably draws her blade, but Ismark seems to just have been clocking you.
I give him the stink eye.
He returns it.
I like this guy.
You're like, I think I found my future husband. Ismark's like, I am the mayor of a town by right now. Yay! Landed lords. But yeah, the priest, in the back of the hall, he is muttering the prayer. Every so often, it seems to be cut off by a scream from the floor.
Do you require assistance?
He kind of looks up at you, confused, still praying, and she'll kind of step past everybody and say, "My father requires burial. You will do it, Donovich, as it is sworn by right for you to do so. I want nothing to do with your god. I simply wish to honor his wishes." Ismark to the back. You kind of hear him go, "Oh, Gwenvalia." Like he's saddened by the statement. And he stops his prayer, places his hand underneath the pulpit, and pulls out a book, which you recognize, Abilene, as the Bynod, or the Atavian Bible.
I definitely almost pulled a weapon on this man. Like he was gonna pull a cat out of the fucking
You're like,
pulpit.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. There's like 90 arrows in him in a second. He's like, oh shit. I didn't know you guys were like John and we're playing cops. Oh.
Oh, all right.
JK, you're not a cop this time. But he will kind of move with the Bynod over to the sarcophagus, which is small, and he seems to be a bit confused. If you move it out into like the center of the room, he'll stare at it confused, and about this time the spell would wear off, so it would back to its normal size. It causes the floorboards to creak a bit, and it thudding on the ground a bit causes whatever is beneath the floors to scream more wildly in pain. I won't do it again because
Oh,
I just don't want to.
man.
But
Okay.
uh,
Well, is that normal at churches?
no.
I've never been. I've never been.
I know.
It's new to me. I really don't know.
Oh.
Evelyn, do they normally make this sound?
No, they don't. They don't normally make that noise. Do you have an issue here?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just your father matters very little to me, child. I don't have time for this.
All right, you're kind of being rude.
You can leave him. I will say rights over him and do my best.
Is
But
he
I
just
offer you-
ignoring? Is he just ignoring?
Yeah. I offer you. And he kind of just pauses for a second as you hear the screaming from below. Screaming stops. Nothing more. Like the sentence stops. Allow for screaming. Nothing more.
I'm happy to help you. She says lower.
Everybody in the chat's like, scream, you you jerk. You loser, you suspicious little DM you. Okay, fine, jeez. I have to scream and I have to do puns. These are the only two things I need to do.
Yeah.
And maybe cool drawings. So he definitely ignores you. Like right the fuck away. Like he does not even come to it.
That pisses her off.
I don't have time for you. My child needs help.
Yeah.
You're bothering
That-
me and you're interrupting my rights. He screams.
Did I not just say that I would help him? I'm turning to Null. Like, I told him I would help him, right? Like, is
Yeah,
he
you
being?
did.
So
Did he just?
an interesting point from the chat. It is screaming. It is certainly more mature sounding than a toddler. I do want to make sure. I don't know if I'm coming off as a toddler on the audio. That is not my intention. I am not intending to sound like a toddler. It is more of like a grown-up scream, but not like an old person scream. You will notice that Donovich, as he's speaking, his voice is very raspy. And Aveline, based on the recital of the prayer that he was in, he was like in the 60 or 70th section of that specific whole prayer, which is normally done over several 6 days of like prayer and like messaging. So if he just straight up went for it, it may have been possible to recite all of those like divinations, like or divine words in one night.
Could she just like walk up and like just basically pick up where he was like at to help him out? Yeah, just do it. Like, can she just try to do that?
Ooh, go ahead and make a religion roll.
Oh boy. They moved everything. And
that is sufficient enough to open up the binod and move it to the part where you believe he would be. And you start reciting from the book, not from memory, that same passage. And you see that he kind of turns and looks over his shoulder, and his eyes immediately, like, it's like Niagara Falls. Like, it's just, oh, you beautiful child. Thank you so much for helping me and my son. You
I was trying to
cannot
help you.
know how beautiful the sun has brought you to me for purpose to shine.
She's
We
like
still
still
holding-
she's reciting the prayer, but her eyes look very concerned, like, oh.
He drops to his knees and he drops his holy relic, and he's just like,
No.
I cannot carry your friend, your father, I mean, but I will bury him. If she
We're-
would simply recite the prayers long enough for me to rest, just. But it sounds less like full-on screaming. It seems like the prayers have kind of helped. And then after the screaming's finished, he says, "For me to rest a bit."
We're
Go ahead.
literally carrying the casket.
You just die.
Well, it would have turned big by now, but no, he doesn't die.
Oh, he's
He's
Like,
very
I thought
tired.
yeah. I thought he,
Literally
like, moved
poking him
back.
with your boot, like you still. Oh, okay.
Right.
As he leaves with the others, so this would be Aveline, you remain to say the prayers. They're taking the casket outside. Besides you, the only person who remains is Ismark. And any other party members who wish to remain. But I will need 3 party members with strength scores of 10 or higher. Because Gwenvalia will carry one side of it.
How many do we have? Like, I have over 10, but I don't want to leave.
Drumgar, Null, Inweir can do it. So those 3 could do it.
Am I the only other one?
Yeah, well, so we only need 3, because Gwenvalia will be the 4th pallbearer.
Okay, because I don't want to leave Aveline in here with this weird old man.
Oh, the weird old man's going outside with them.
Okay.
Looking
Yeah.
after the kiddos. I see how
The
it
only
is.
the only guy who's sticking around with Aveline is Ismark.
I'm watching you, Ismark.
So
I'll stay inside.
so the Drow twins are staying with Aveline as she recites her prayer.
What does it?
No, I think I need to go with because I'm the other person with 10.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, Inweir doesn't have 10, but he has Goliath size, so he can carry bigger stuff. So they have 3. They don't really need you. It's obviously going to be. It's going to be, yeah, they don't need you. It's going to be a bit slanted because you'll have Drumgar on one side and Inweir on the other. And obviously there's like,
Oh,
a whole Drumgar size divide on that.
Carry it over the head.
Yeah. It's 100% this and like way down here, right?
oh.
If you are inside, I just want to confirm. Faye remains, Aveline remains, Ismark remains. No other people are staying in the church. Okay. For those of you who are going outside, it's a very lengthy process. But a very simple process if any of us have ever been to a funeral. People are carrying the casket, presumably not dancing with it, despite posts in the and the old men are not falling out with their asses showing. That's also not happening.
Their bare blue butts.
Their bare blue butts are not being displayed for all to see. That's not happening. You take them out. There is already several graves that have been pre-dug. And he is lowered in by ropes, and the preacher is going to go through rites. It's about an hour-long process. In the meantime, Aveline, you are in there going through it. Ismark will look to Faye and say, "How long have you been traveling with this one?" Gesturing towards Aveline, but saying it quiet enough that it can't be overheard by Aveline. Aveline, you'd see him talking to Faye, but you wouldn't be able to hear what they're saying.
Did you say me or Magpie?
Faye went outside.
No,
No?
I thought.
He's saying it to Aveline?
They needed me.
Yeah, she's out there, like, just in case. But Faye,
Oh,
definitely you. And he says, "How long have you been traveling with this one?" Gesturing towards Aveline.
a while. Why do you ask?
She is a noble. Has she been corrupted?
No.
He nods his head. The devil is very... What the hell is that?
Whoa.
My mom tried to call. I'm sorry.
Okay. So many audio puns. He says, many of the noble cast of the lands of Strefania and its surrounding environs are prey of the devil and his minions. He has taken many. There is one who travels among their number, who finds pleasure in butchering them. Others, they join league with him and serve him in many and horrible ways. She is of a Waidach. She is someone who is traveling with the word of the sun, the balances and scales of law. We have not seen someone like this for some time. In our lands, what she represents is abhorrent, because the devil seeks to burn and kill all. He gestures around the church. He does not care for religion. He hates it. And what good is religion? We pray and we pray to this even-handed judge. For what? The scream kind of comes from the floor, but again, muted. I know not what devilry happens here, or what he's done to his son. I think you would be wise to take her far from this place if you can. Flee. If you can, travel beyond the mists with the bitter hearts, if they will take you in their travels. Mayhaps you can move beyond and flee his reach. I know not what lies beyond the mists. I am hopeful that you, if you do this, you will take my sister with you.
I don't know why you're so worried about your sister. She seems very capable.
She has already been graced with Gulthias' kiss twice. A third time will seal her soul eternally to him. It was the belief of a man who passed through here, a man named Giacomo, that my sister bared a resemblance to a woman Gulthias desires more than anything. Many sculptors and doll makers in these lands have tried to replicate her beauty. None have been successful. This woman was known as Osrine. It is said that she was like the dawn itself, glorious in its beauty, shining out and bringing hope to all who saw it. I know not much of Osrine. My father knew more, unfortunately. That knowledge did him no good. But if it is true, my sister is Osrine's descendant, or perhaps effigy. He will come for her no matter what. If she is not here, he cannot reach her. The bitter hearts have said as much. He cannot flee this place. Knowledge of Gulthias does not exist outside of the mists and the other lands about. Mayhaps you and your friends can take her far from here. I feel that I must remain here. But if I keep her here with me, it is doubtless that I will suffer the same fate as my father. Or, worse yet, live long enough to watch her be corrupted completely. I love my sister very much. She reminds me so much of my mother.
I'll see what we can do.
Your friend,
Oh.
the servant of Ashmedea, he said that he would require some form of payment. I have nothing that I could offer. My sister will be helpful to you and yours. She was trained alongside me by my father and our steward, the ways of the sword. She knows quite a bit more than me. There were many reasons why they called me the Lesser. But if you can promise that you will do everything in your power to keep her safe, Faye, perhaps then I can know that it is my time to rise to the occasion and do what I can here in Torania to make life better for its people.
All right. We'll take your sister with us. But I think you can learn a thing or two from my cleric friend over there. Maybe you need to bring more of this, and like while she's praying, back into your town, because your town is not the friendliest to outsiders, and I can see why, but at the same time, I don't know, it's just very dark here.
It is difficult knowing that the shadows that wait for you outside of your town, or even within. It may not seem like it, but some others in this town have been met with either the kiss of Gothias, not many really, but the children of Gothias. They are much more giving with their gifts. My sister does not know the better of it. She believes that wolves were attacking our doors. I tell you, she is but half right. There are wolves who are men that serve Gothias, and you would be wary. Their bite can transform you into his servant. His children also can turn you into his spawn. Much of his power resides in his ability to twist the minds of us mortal men and women and dandies to darkness, to foulness, corrupt it with power. I believe that's what's happened here with the priest's son. I remember hearing he had left town for some event at the castle, but had he never made it.
So is that what you think is below the floorboards?
It sounds like his son, Doru.
You've just been letting this sit in your town? You're not a very good mayor in progress.
You haven't been in Torania by night.
How do you kill it?
I genuinely wish I could. I genuinely wish I had a sound effect, but I don't have it. Has anybody here played Castlevania 2, or am I old?
With it.
It's fine. I am
I know what you're
old.
talking about.
What a horrible night to
I
have a curse.
I have.
Wait. Oh.
What a horrible night to have a curse. So, as the conversation continues, he doesn't know what it is, so he doesn't tell you what it is that is beneath the floorboards. He just knows that Doru left, returned, and yeah. So, Donovich offers prayers to the morning and to the eternal sun. Um, he hopes that these prayers and these gifts of alms that were presented by his daughter will serve as enough to allow for Ismark Kolyan Bindirovich to be delivered from the lands of Strefania, to be allowed into the bosom of Celestia. Once Kolyan has been put into the ground, an hour or so has passed. And as we mentioned, we were in kind of midday when we started. So we're looking at later afternoon at this point. Donovich says, "You should take yourself away, Gwendolia. You know that this place is cursed. I propose that you take yourself to the Abbey of St. Markov, far to the west. Or if you're unable to do that, to the town of Volok. You should be safe there." She nods her head. "I will see if these ones will accompany me. I thank you for your words of guidance and your efforts here with my father. I do not trust your church, so I am not certain whether or not I will travel to Krex. But I will ask these ones what they think. One of them is a priestess. Perhaps she can sway me. We must go back inside. Nightfall will be upon us soon." Tired from the ritual of the burial, does anybody have anything that they want to say? Last respects for a person you never met. Press F. Press F.
Nope.
Pay respects.
Oh.
F's in the chat. Okay.
And then me.
Big
I
cat
mean,
got it.
I meant in the Twitch chat, but yeah, in the Discord chat's fine too, I guess.
Oh. Well, better dead than
um,
alive, I guess.
yeah. Better dead than alive, I guess. Donovich kind of shakes his head. If you only knew. Head back in. In that time though, Faye, do you wish to try and search around the church? There's nobody in there besides you, Ismark, and Aveline. And truth be told, none of them are probably going to interfere with you. What with Aveline being busy and Ismark really not caring.
Oh yeah.
You're going around to each of the doors and opening them?
Yep.
Okay. Inside of the first room, we'll say that from your perspective, in traveling, you would have gone to this room on the left first. Not the one, yeah, not your left, the right of the screen, top right of the screen. So it'd be the
This
top of the floor, yeah. So that room appears to be a bedroom. There's a dirty room. It contains a wooden bed with a straw-filled mattress, next to which rests a small table with an oil lamp burning brightly on it. Mounted above the bed's headboard is a wooden sun-shaped holy symbol, the Atavian cross in its center. This appears to be Donovich's room, a priest's room. The room across the hall from it, an old desk and chair stands against the south wall, a wooden holy symbol mounted above them, sunburst with cross.
Turn it over.
A 10-foot long iron rod attached to the north wall stands bare, suggesting a tapestry once hung there. Against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors, all of them open.
Anything in there?
You look into the wooden cabinet. It contains very little. There's a tinder box, a few wooden boxes full of candles, probably about 20. 2 well-used books. Hymns to the Dawn is a volume of chants to Atavius, the morning, and a book called The Blade of Truth, the uses of logic in the war against diabolist heresies as fought by the Osirian Inquisition.
That was a really long title. Can you say it one more time?
I will post it
Okay.
in the chat.
I want to take thank you. Both those books.
Okay. And Hymns of the Dawn. Or Hymns to the Dawn. It appears to be some sort of logic exercise mixed with lurid descriptions of fiend worshipping cults. It's the kind of book Jija would probably like.
Okay. And then should I go to this room next?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously the one that matters is this appears to be another bedroom. Dirty, lightless room, contains a wooden bed with straw-filled mattress. Mounted above the bed is another wooden holy symbol. This doesn't look like it's been used as much of recent, maybe 3 or so days. It's been kind of vacant. And then across from that is a room that looks like it has had neglect. There are punched holes in the ceiling. The room is moldy. This appears to be where the smell is coming from. It contains broken roof shingles, puddles of water, standing water. You can kind of see movement on its surface that denotes like mosquitoes or other parasites growing on its surface. In one corner, set in the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor held shut with a chain and a padlock. The young man's screams from beneath this building seem to be more amplified in this room when they come through.
All right. Shut that door.
Shut all the doors as
Yeah.
you walk back into the main chamber.
Oh
And-
no, just that one. I don't care about the others.
Okay, everybody else would come into the chapel once again after the funeral rites are completed. Donovich would say to Aveline, I thank you for your assistance. Please, you can stop for a moment. I will take over where you have left off. Or, if you would be so kind as to continue, so that I might get some rest. Muted.
She realizes that he probably should rest. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it much longer, so she kind of just like gives
Okay.
him like the hand wave to like.
With that, he doesn't seem to care about anybody else, but he says, "You're welcome to shut the doors, as they were when you entered, and I will retire for a time. I advise that you find somewhere safe to rest for the night. And if you wish, you can remain here. The pews are, in some parts, sturdy enough. My son's bed will suffice. I cannot help for the screaming. Ismark says, we'll be back on my way. He looks to his sister. She kind of looks at him with like a knowing glance, and he says, I wish for you to remain with them. News to everybody else, besides Faye. She
I said, hold on, what?
Yeah.
She nods. He looks to Null. I have discussed this with your friend. Fake name. Because I forgot when I was talking to you, I used your name, Faye. You would have given your false one. And I don't remember what it was. Can you write that down in the chat?
Yazda.
Yazda, yeah.
Yazda. Okay.
Yazda.
So real quick, this will be really helpful. If you go up into the cog in the top right, there's an option for personalization and display. Change your name to the name you want to be regarded as, the false name, and then in parentheses put your actual name, so I know who I'm talking to when I look down at it. That'll probably work best, and everybody should do that because that's easier. So, like for me, I'm just gonna put DM and then Dupre. It's fine.
Oh, I should probably do the other one.
Okay. So he will retire. Donovich will retire, rather. Ismark will say what he said. Donovich, seeing that the doors have been opened, he looks to your group and says, please, no matter what you do not disturb my son in the basement. The prayers will eventually pull through, and he will be brought back into the light. But for now, please, just leave him be. And then he will return to his bedchamber. Null, did you, and Bay, it sounded like you had apprehensions for traveling with this one. Do you feel those?
Whoa.
Oh, you're talking. If you're talking, you're muted, Johnny.
Oh, snap. Oh, was I?
Yeah, I didn't realize you were talking because your head was below the line.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well.
What did you just say?
Guess that would be no problem, but I still expect that payments though.
Ismark looks to Null and says, whatever I have within the town of Torania, I will gather it. Once she is safe, you can return here and I will grant you it. She looks to Ismark for a second and then looks to Null. There were suggestions made on my part as to where I would be safest. In my heart of hearts, I wish to simply go to the castle. Ismark says, but Valia, no. And she says, not to succumb, but to fight him. Perhaps I could best him. I don't know for certain. But the priest suggested we travel to the west, to the town of Krex, the abbey there of St. Markov. Or we could travel to Valak, their fortified town. I am not. Although the priest's actions here today, despite the screaming, have proven that he is a man of his word and his faith, I still doubt the church and am concerned. I don't think the Abbey is where I would want to go. So Valak seems the most wise option with his defenses.
John, can you put like those 2 locations down in Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. But they mentioned they wanted to go to the castle.
She said she wanted to go to the castle, yeah.
Going to try and kill Gulthias.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, she looks like a capable woman. I would be more than happy to have her along with us. Either way we go. So, you guys talked about going the opposite way of the castle. I thought, why not?
Ismark will say, then it's settled. I must make haste to return back home before nightfall. It would be wise to close and lock these doors. You say, hey.
Yeah, remember what I said. Be better for your town.
I will do my best, Yasta. I thank you for your time and your conversation. And remember what I said. Please. Take her as far as she can away from here. The priest's words are wise, but there are farther places still than Valak and Crest. He nods his head, stops, then walks over to Faye, Yazda, and holds his hands out as if he's wanting to kind of take your hand into his.
All right.
He places something in your hand and then kind of like walks away. You feel something kind of in your hand, and he just kind of heads out. And when you turn your hand over to look at what he gave you, there's a mithril ring seated in your finger or in your hand, and it looks like it has a crest on it. The Kolyon crest is a crescent with a heart, very similar to the sword that the strange night woman who pointed you in the direction of the gate had as a symbol.
Oh. Just gonna slip it on my finger and keep about business. Be like slick about it though.
If you take the time to attune to it, it is a ring of protection +1.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that folks are going to bar up the doors here and take that advice, but again, you don't have to. You certainly can do whatever you want.
No, Noel's gonna
Is
be doing.
Aveline still praying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, thank you for reminding me. So during this next section, Aveline, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And then for everyone else, you're setting up. I just need to know if you're heading right to sleep, keeping in mind you had a very long day behind you of walking, fighting, pyramid traveling, and also realm shifting. Feel free to get some rest if you'd like to just drop down for a long rest.
That's
But
a dirty 20.
we're not getting to that long rest like being finished yet. I'm just saying if you're down and out, let me know. If you're staying up, you're staying up. I need to know who's doing what.
Well, for long.
Noel's going for sleep, okay?
Before we go to sleep, I think I should tell you guys what that screaming is.
We'll get to it.
That, yeah, so that there's the room down here to the bottom, and it's like sealed shut, but that screaming is, I think it's that priest's son, who's been transformed by Golthias, one of his minions. Just want to let you know what we're going to be sleeping on top of.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it might be a problem. I mean,
I see Johnny
Dang.
talking, but I don't hear him.
He's doing that.
No.
There he is.
Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
Hello.
Oh, my mic is just being a dum-dum right now. I'm sorry. Jeez.
and the priest already went to sleep, right?
Yeah, he went right to a bed.
Probably do something about
I mean, I'm kind of worried about the screaming in the basement. I feel like
I gotta.
it's gonna be screaming and drawing thing, whatever they're afraid of here, and or he'll come out of the basement. We'll to deal with that. And,
Do I go shut it up?
it's your party, boss.
I'm in. If it was up to me, I'd go in there and kill it, but I'm pretty sure not everyone will agree with that, but I think we should board up the door and deal with it from there.
I mean, if that is the case, I believe it won't be. You won't be happy in the short term, but in the long term, you'll be happy he was laid to rest. If we can do it, I don't know. I don't even know what we're doing. Vampires.
You gotta. Apparently, you have to watch out. If they bite you, they can turn you into one of them.
Wait, isn't that
Oh, sorry, I just
more
saw.
the like main vampire though, and not the spawn, right?
Right.
Question mark.
No, I don't know. You guys aren't experts. So Aveline, yeah, you would still be praying until Donovich is woken up, or you could just quit at any time you want. But it does seem to be having an effect. You don't know if that's real or not. But when he was praying, it wasn't as loud or as sporadic. When he stopped praying, it became noticeably more. And now that you've been praying, it seems to have calmed him.
He did say, I don't know if I heard it, but he did say like if the prayer's finished, it should like be good, right?
That's what he said, but there's nothing for you to believe that that's true.
Okay.
There's also nothing there to believe that it's not true. So if you want to believe and be faithful, yes. But again, there would definitely be lingering doubt. Because that's how faith works.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck you.
it seems.
Isn't that what you were gonna say?
I know I don't
Yeah,
usually
well,
play. I don't usually play religious characters, so I'm trying to think like
Sure.
what would you do?
What would Jesus do?
I mean,
What would Jesus do? So I don't know if she's seeing like some kind of effect. She'd probably be like, "All right, well, I'm gonna try and finish this up because
That's what we need to do. That's what the guy said. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So she's still praying while you guys are talking. And by you guys are talking, are you trying to keep Gwenvalia out of earshot because she's still here, or is she hearing this?
Yeah, she's part of the
Yeah,
party
she's-
now.
yeah,
Inward
it-
doesn't give a shit.
She'd
yeah,
say,
we don't.
"I can sense him. I think that he has been kissed by Gulthias' servants."
Well,
Hmm.
okay, so you're saying that, but you
But
have
like
also
on
been
the list,
the same.
It's different. It's very
How?
different.
I must. Yeah, I guess you must
She
explain
kind of
that.
annoyedly like looks over to Aveline, who's like praying and like doing the chanting, and kind of looks. The two of them look at each other, and Gwenvalia is like, she would understand if
That
a vampire drains someone and kills them, they turn into his spawn, his servants. But if a vampire kisses someone, And when she says kiss, again, we're back into a fucking adult fiction novel, Fabio,
All
and
right.
a woman being bent in a way that's not physically possible. Like that's what's
Isn't
All
going
right,
on in her
miss.
head.
All
She's
right,
like,
miss. Calm down. Calm down, miss.
cool your tits, chill. She definitely seems to say, like, when it happens, he isn't attempting to make me his servant. He's attempting to make me his equal.
How can you
That
be
almost
entirely
sounds
sure
worse.
about that?
Wait, what'd you say, Johnny? Johnny?
Hello?
Yeah.
What did you just
Hello?
say? What did you just say? Say it again.
How could you entirely be sure about that?
Because that's what my father believes. He wants me as his bride, not as his slave.
I mean, but
Oh,
although-
that kind of equal.
that
Not like
really.
Although my father would
I
argue, in marriage there is always a slave, and he was my mother's.
Jesus.
Hey.
So
We all know
boomer
that,
humor
huh?
right there.
We all know that.
Hey, this is a long time ago, okay? Like
Wow.
Oh,
they were very differently minded back then.
Pretty sure this rulebook's from 2024.
Well, this Curse of Shroud is from like 2022, I think.
I know.
Because they reprinted it.
Oh.
Ye olden days.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But everything was right and just.
Oh, right.
My God.
Sorry.
But Biden's America. I couldn't help it. Okay, so focusing on.
Biden's America.
Oh my God, guys.
We can't get political. That's not what we do here.
Good.
Although I do love that Biden. Okay, so what are we focusing up here? She says that she's not being turned into a spawn. She's being turned into a true vampire by process.
that's weird.
You know that
Guys.
the guy beneath Doru probably not as lucky.
Can I ask? So how far along do you think you are? That's a bit important, isn't it?
How far along are you?
Am I? No. What? Like, turning into?
Wait, she's pregnant?
Oh my god!
What?
Wait,
Huh?
is she having a vampire baby?
I'm sorry, John. You said
What do you mean? Into turning into a
What?
vampire? Okay.
She's
Never mind.
turning into a vampire and having a wait.
Sorry.
if she gets
This-
bitten one more time, that's it for her. She
Okay.
is completely his.
Thank you for not making a joke about it and then saying how much tries they got left or whatever. But the thing downstairs, right,
Is a vampire.
is a problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think that the Holy One in the other room understands the scope of that.
I would say that I don't trust any of you, as speaking
Sure.
speaking,
Fair.
to speak on the matters of what we are discussing here,
Oh.
save one of you. And she turns and she looks to the priestess. I need you to stop your chanting for a moment.
I mean, this is coming from 2/3 vampire.
Do you stop praying, Abilene?
Sorry, who was asking that?
This would be Quinvalia.
I'll pause for a moment, yeah.
Okay. Whoa, buddy. You are doing a bad things like 20 times. Okay. So, once you stop, she says, the truth of the matter is that I believe Donovich's son, Doru, has been turned into a vampire and is currently being held against his will by his father, who is attempting to do something to bring him back to humanity. I think this is folly. Do you believe that his efforts here to try and restore his son's humanity are being done in vain? Or is there a possibility that this praying will work?
I mean, it does seem to be doing something. I can't say that I have much experience, bringing people back from vampirism, but
Your allies wish to destroy it. What say you?
I feel like that's a little cruel, don't you think?
I will remain with you. She looks to Null, and you can make whatever choice you feel is necessary regarding the matter downstairs. I will have no part in it. I will have no hand in it. His father has done me a kindness. The screaming grows out to loud, but then you hear, I can smell you! I can smell your blood. He seeks you. He desires you. He comes for you tonight. You cannot stay safe. I will sup upon you as well. We will all have a part of you.
You still want this guy to live?
She's like, actually, with
Yeah, he's look.
with the most modern events occurring, no, not so much.
Okay. Bet.
Yeah, I think it's. I
Yeah. You see.
think we're kind of dead set on what we're gonna do, aren't we?
Oh god.
How far how far along is the prayer?
Oh yeah, you still have another day if you
Do
do it at
we-
the tilt that you've been going, and I mean like 24 hours.
Well, should we wait
So
to
do
see
you
if the
think he's
prayer is
doing that?
first? Then afterwards, if it has no effect, we go in and kill him. That's
Okay, but
We
there will be things coming for us tonight. It's not like we're just sitting here letting her read out of a book.
He looks to you and says, that servant of Gothias just said they know I'm here.
So we can't stay here. Like, we either leave and it stays in the basement and old man figures it the fuck out, or
It's at that moment
kill
when you
it.
say old man figures it the fuck out that Aveline, like, you see Bay kind of shift a bit, and you see that standing directly behind her is the old priest. Please. You stopped chanting. It woke me. Tears flooding his face red from just panic, and his throat hoarse like someone has just forced him to swallow sandpaper.
Hey, big guy.
Oh, you can't do that to me. I gotta keep praying now.
I beg of you, please don't.
Hey, big guy. Big guy.
He looks up at you.
I think it's best that you put yourself back in your chambers there and go to bed.
He looks around, like as Inweir tries to manhandle him with his 9 strength. But he looks. He looks up.
That can move. That can move things.
Listen. I understand that, and you understand that, and he understands that. But I don't think the math is going to care.
I know.
It's not going to functionally matter. But he looks at everybody with a look of panic on his face and says, I've prepared this place. They cannot enter here. I swear to you, I swear to the morning itself. Please.
And he can't get out?
He cannot. I've sealed it with a mark of the raven. He cannot exit it. I beg of you, please.
And Inwer will stop and be like,
he drops to his knees as you kind of like, we're about to, and then kind of move your hand away. He drops to his knees and he says, oh God, Tavius. I know.
well, I don't know what the fuck that means, so I'm just gonna back off.
Oh God, Octavius, I know that it won't work. I know, please.
Can I
Oh.
just kneel in front of him so like I'm on an eye level with him?
Yeah, it looks like he's staring right at you, but it's like he's staring right
Yeah.
through you. It seems like he's lost himself in trance. Go ahead and make an insight roll too. Aveline as well.
All right, let me find it.
Who?
Hold
Wait,
on.
who and who? Who and who?
Aveline.
Oh,
No.
It's a 21.
Bay, you're kind of staring at this person like you would stare at someone who is yelling for no reason, like at the mall or something, right? Like this person is like,
You're just like,
Of course.
I'm right
goddamn
here, I'm trying to
please.
talk to you, and he's like, Octavius, God, please, let the sun shine. Let the sun shine once on Strefania once again, please, I beg of you. And Aveline, you realize that this man has lost his mind. He is in the grips of madness. You know for a fact, as you see this man falling apart in front of Bay, in front of everyone, that he knows in his heart the only way to deal with Doru is to dispatch him. And it seems
Okay.
that he is now, like, he will beg and he will plead and he will do everything he can to keep his son alive.
do you tell me
So-
that?
Well, this is what she would do. So she would kind of like look at everyone like, yeah, and like go over to him and very like compassionately, like she's still reading the chant and just kind of like, like pat him on the head, like, caringly, and keep chanting. But she's kind of giving people like the look like you're just gonna have to go in there and like,
He doesn't seem to notice these looks, or he does and it doesn't register. And he stands up and he kind of grasps your shoulders, Aveline, and looks at you with the look, a look of sorrow that cannot be. I cannot stress how absolutely horrifying it is to see the look of his face. But there's this moment as he's staring into your eyes where you see a glimmer of sunlight in his iris. And he says, I will rest just a little longer. Please continue. I will pick up from where you've left off. And with a level of fatigue that I can only imagine, he wanders back into his room, shuts the door, and when the door shuts, you can hear the same sound you heard when he fell to his knees outside in the hallway, and just an absolute shattering of crying, hoarse sounding, as he continues to break down horribly. The voice downstairs says, Come, bride of Gulthias. Come to me. I will hold you in my arms until he arrives.
Nah, bitch. Nope. No.
The group of you end up in the room filled with puddles and mildew as Aveline continues the prayer of withgiving.
basically the idea is I want him to feel like, yeah.
You unlock the padlock and pull the chain away. And you slowly make your descent into the undercroft of the church. And that is where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching, those that did, and we will see you next Tuesday as we murder a child. No, he's 26. He's 26. It's
He's exactly 26.
A
It's all right.
large
That was
child.
He's
the
not
lo-
on his parents' insurance anymore. It's cool.
Right.
children killing
Not
with
there.
He just got out of Obamacare.
children killing with the last campaign. Okay, I only do that kind of shit when
Oh
Chico's
my-
around.
Yeah, this is the
Wait,
this is the
wait a
vomit
second.
campaign.
This is the vomit comic.
The vom campaign.
No.
All right, thanks for watching.
Mama.